Welcome back to the channel, guys. Glad to have you as always on another truck season video. I can't wait. Getting this truck ready for hunting season could not be any easier with all these partners we've been working with. But glad to have you again on another video. Today we are tackling the issue of after you lift your truck, how are you going to keep your trailer level or your camper or anything that you're using the hitch back here to tow? How do you keep that stuff level after you've raised the back end of your truck? So that solution could not have been any easier other than reaching out to the folks at B&W. So my buying decision was made super easy. There's a ton of adjustability out there. You've got fixed drop hitches, adjustable hitches, but one name stood out to me as far as just being above the rest. The amount of time they've been in the industry, the folks behind the brand itself, the compatibility, the warranty, all that stuff accumulated to working with B&W Hitches. So quickly going to just the unboxing section of the video. This is the world famous, well-known, well-used B&W, their tow and stow system. Now, the biggest benefit to the tow and stow is not only once you have a lifted truck are you having to fight, keeping that trailer level, but you may not be towing the same setup every single time that you need to use your truck. So the cool part about the tow and stow is obviously, we'll unbox it here. It's obviously the ability to have multiple ball setups for multiple trailers, multiple receivers. This one is a 2-inch shank with a 3-inch drop, and we're going to go through the whole setup on just how easy it is to get this from out of the box. Use some lithium grease here. We've got Lucas. I love Lucas brand stuff, and also some WD-40 brand to get into the crevices here, but you do definitely want to go ahead and put some lithium grease on these pins. They were kind enough to send out one of their locking pins also for the receiver itself, because this thing has a really cool built-in security feature, but you do want to make sure you have a locking pin of some kind. That thing is super overbuilt, very nice, also with like an automotive key style. And then also, if just in case we have a little bit of rattle, I've got a very easy solution off of Amazon that is going to sure up that we don't have any trailer rattle. But the unboxing is very simple. The packaging is extremely nice, just a super overbuilt box, and obviously it's got a turkey on it for turkey season. We love that, don't we? Tow and stow manual with just some quick maintenance reference guides. Obviously this is not a super in-depth maintenance item on your truck, but you do want to make sure that you pre-lube and lube this every so often. Maybe every 5,000-10,000 miles when you do your tire rotation. Just make sure to put some lithium grease on your pins. Make sure all this stuff stays corrosion and rust free is going to be the key. So let's get this thing unboxed. I want to show you just how easy it is to get this set up and all the benefits of the tow and stow package from B&W. All right, guys, so as you can see, this thing was packaged like it was going to war. They do a great job shipping this pretty decently heavy hitch setup all the way to your front door. I've never had an issue with B&W products, but this thing was packaged great. It's about a 30-something pound hitch receiver, or a hitch itself, so they pack it really great. Here you can see I'm taking the factory pins out so I can then begin the pre-install process, which I went a little bit overboard in the white lithium grease, but I think in the long run it's going to make this hitch last that much longer. Getting used to the articulation there of the hitch, and then also utilizing the WD-40, the Smart Straw setup, to get in the little crevice and access hole for that ball setup to turn very smoothly, and to keep it as new as long as we can, or for the life of the hitch, which would literally outlast the truck. Also using the white lithium grease there as well to go ahead and squirt inside that key and lock mechanism, because over time this thing stays behind your truck, and the road grime, the salt, the dust, the dirt from off-roading, going onto public land to hunt, towing stuff in the rain, bad weather, you don't want that stuff to seize up. And I have had locking hitch pins seize up on me all the time, and it is an absolute pain because you never remember about your hitch pin until it's time to go ahead and unlock it and remove the hitch for whatever reason. So plenty of white lithium grease from the WD-40. Also, I grabbed a tube of the Lucas oil. It's a lot thicker compound for the white lithium grease, so it is perfect for getting these hitch pins and the actual 3-pin receivers all lubed up, because that metal on metal contact can be so detrimental to the life, the functionality, how easy it is to remove pins. You don't want to be caught out in the rain trying to change a a hitch over or flip a ball over for a certain setup when you're towing and just be struggling to get those pins out. Now, B&W does sell extra pins in case you forget one, but super easy to do that preventative maintenance. Popping the Toyota hitch plug there, and I went a little bit overboard. I cleaned out a little bit of surface rust in my 2-inch receiver and got that ready to accept the new, obviously the well-improved design of B&W. Also put some lithium grease on the end of the shank of that 2-inch hitch because I didn't want that metal on metal to seize up. Also, yeah, my OCD got the best of me, and I sprayed inside that hitch as well just before we get this thing slid in. Just wanted to make sure that contact was going to be super nice. And over the life of that hitch being in there, I didn't want to forget to lube it and then wish that I had some later. So we're sliding that thing in, and we were able to utilize both holes on our shank setup for this Toyota Tacoma. You can see the first one was a little bit too shallow, so I ended up using that second hole. Now, these are that cheap silicone-based spacers that I got off Amazon, literally $15, and it took all of the play out of the receiver and the shank. Now, you are going to have a little bit of play, not really much to notice at all while you're driving from the actual 3-pin setup there as well. Now, they do recommend I have at least 11 inches of ground clearance. With that 3-inch lift in the back, I was at about 13.5 with that hitch dropped all the way to the 3-inch drop point. So plenty of ground clearance. I think I had over maybe 14 or 15 with the hitch in the tow and stow position, which is the whole reason that this hitch setup is literally the last hitch you will ever purchase, guys. So the biggest draw to this hitch, obviously, is the stow function. So we've got the hitch ball, the 2-ball design that I utilize in the lock position. We're going to rotate all the way back and then secure it with the second pin. Just to show you guys an example, that it is incredible that I figured out that it's going to be completely flush with that steel bumper. So no more knocking shins, kids running around your truck, hitting it over, your wife grabbing groceries or whatever out the back. No more damaged shins when you need something and you're not towing a trailer, right? So we're going to go ahead and reverse that process, and we're going to dive into the hitch and show you just how easy the functions are. Blown away by this setup. All right, guys, so we got the hitch installed, and I literally could not be happier with the fitment of this. You guys saw in the footage earlier, they require 11 inches of ground clearance, even when your ball is in the non-tow and stow. So if you're going to be switching this out in the 2-inch configuration, even with the larger ball down here, we had almost 13.5 inches of ground clearance, which is perfect because this hitch at its lowest point is 3 inches of drop, which is what I wanted to utilize depending on what type of trailer we had. So obviously in the tow and stow position, you're going to take this pin and go to the back lug back here. I'm going to go ahead and replace your pin retaining clip here. That way it's not going anywhere. Your back 2 pins. Now just for example, I'm just going to use 1 pin at a time here, but it goes all the way down to the stow position. And the cool part about the security feature that we mentioned is even in this position, you cannot get the whole assembly off. So there is a access point back here on the shank, the drop section of the hitch, that this does come all the way off of this drop section if you wanted to, I guess, store it for, non-towing season, whatever you're doing. But in this configuration, it's completely flush with the bumper, and you're not going to hit your knee on this. Your spouse isn't going to hit their shin on that. Kids playing, you don't have to worry about it. So just like we mentioned, guys, you can raise or lower this. This is the whole point of having an adjustable ball. All the way up at its highest point. I'm not sure if I'll be able to utilize that because of this steel bumper, but obviously it being a 3-inch lifted rear end, probably don't want to, but definitely can still go to this middle position here if I need to, or if I'm off-roading, get some better ground clearance, can ultimately do that as well. I'm going to move this ball back around because we are going to be utilizing this for the 2-inch, and the front pin is just overbuilt for this application, but I love that. It fits the whole rest of the build, and having the versatility of this day in and day out, if you're towing, whether you're doing lawnmowers, toy haulers, whatever you're doing, man, B&W literally has you covered. Security, tow and stow, adjustability, great warranty, great people. B&W, I will literally never buy another hitch. And also, guys, if you have a little bit of a wobble in this, you're not really going to get this play out because that's the adjustability of the hitch itself. But the shank that goes into the receiver, I highly recommend these little silicone spacers. Now, I think B&W sells something as well, but get these on Amazon, 15 bucks, and they will go in between the receiver and the shank, and they will take out all, I mean, there is no slop in this hitch other than the actual assembly itself, which you're not going to really get out. But that doesn't bother me, but the shank moving, I wanted that to be as stable as possible. So highly recommend this cheap little upgrade to your B&W hitch system. There you have it, guys. Just a quick and dirty install of the B&W Tow and Stow. It literally is that easy. It took me longer to grease the pins and figure out exactly where I wanted the hitch to ride. The look of the truck, yeah, sure, it looks bad, beefy, just sick back there on the rear bumper, but just the versatility, the adjustability, the durability of this hitch, it will literally be the last hitch that you buy. So if you want to go check it out for yourself, the Tow and Stow generation of hitches from B&W, I'll put it right here, B&WHitches.com. Check them out on Instagram. Just great folks over there, and I can't thank them enough for working with me on the hitch back here. It's going to be a game changer all season long, hunting season, spring turkey coming up. Just like on their box, they have a spring turkey on their box that it shipped in. So great folks. Thanks again, guys, for tuning into the video. Go check out the podcast, The Part-Time Hunter. Stay tuned. We got a lot of other hunting videos, a lot of cool truck installs, all that stuff coming your way. So if you like the video, leave me a comment, like it, share it, subscribe. Obviously, we got 10,000 subscribers now, all thanks to you guys. So as always, boys, that's all I got. Just a quick install on an off day, and we'll catch you on the next one.